Okay, Barry. Well, colossal signal with me, and an absolute pleasure to meet you again here on 40 meters, and of course, the Talbot Hotel. Yeah, a lovely old place. I haven't been in there for quite some time actually, but it's a fantastic place indeed, and still a very busy place actually. Well, not of late because of all this damn lockdown business, but still a very busy place and still as lovely as ever, that's for sure. So there we go. Barry, I'm not going to hold it too long. It's quite a few stations were calling me, so I'm going to see if I can get through as many as I can while the going's good. But thank you for coming back to my call, and I do look forward to the next one. Stay safe, stay well, and take care. The G4HPD from M0VDO 73, Barry. All the best.
Very, very nice. By the way, Tony, your audio is beautiful, lovely audio, punchy yet natural and rounded and clear, just the way I like it. And it would be because you're 30 dB over S9 as well. You couldn't want for any better than that, Tony. So I'll leave you with that nice thought. You're a rock-crushing signal with beautiful audio. All the best, Tony. This is G4HPD, off and clear. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Barry. All the best, and thanks for the flowers, as they say. The cheque is definitely in the post. When you're next in Leominster, I'll buy you a pint in the Talbot. 7-3, Barry. All the very best.
Cheers.
Yeah, okay, Tony. Golf 0, Uniform India Lima. How's my audio?
Okay, Golf 0, Uniform India Lima. Again, I need to look back on my bit of paper. I've worked that many. I've forgotten your name. Dean. Okay, Dean. Yes, it does sound a little different now. Let's have a good listen, yeah?
Yeah, okay. I just tweaked it a little bit. It was probably I just had a little bit of gain up on the actual software. Just messing around, really. I mean, I don't really care whether this works or not. It's just a piece of software that I thought, I'd have a tinker around with today. Nothing to do, a bit of lockdown, you know what I'm saying? So, how's my audio back? How's my audio now, Tony? Back?
Yeah, it's fine now, Dean. You are now transmitting what appears to be just a lower band transmission. It doesn't look like an AM transmission, and it sounds very good. It's pin sharp, razor sharp, and would cut through any pileup, that's for sure. So it's certainly working. It's very, very good indeed, Dean. Back to you.
Yeah, okay. Well, the software is called Voice Shaper. It really was designed for SDR, and if you've never heard of it, type in YouTube Voice Shaper, and it's designed to get over any noise. When the guy, it's a 15-minute video, you'll find it really interesting, especially if you've got your radio and you want to work DX. Then the Voice Shaper software is the one. I mean, I wouldn't probably use this all the time, because I've got studio mics and I've got studio equipment, but I thought, I'll give it a go. I played with this software many years ago, but never really given it any time. So I thought, I'll dig it out. So I went back on the internet, sure enough, downloaded it, and here it is. It's called Voice Shaper. It will absolutely amaze you what you can do. Within about 2 or 3 minutes, you can tailor your audio to get over the noise, and that's what it's for. It injects noise into the program so you can adjust it, so you can tailor your audio to get over that noise, if you know what I'm saying. But it's called Voice Shaper. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, okay, Dean. M0VDO returning with G0UIL. Well, it's certainly working very well. Very well indeed. I am running a slight bit of processing today with my audio. I tend to run the processor on the flex here, only on normal. I do have a setting there, that's a DX setting, and then there's a DX plus setting. That will get a bit raspy and a bit noisy. Cool, blimey. I'm listening to that in the cans, that's super sharp. Let's put that back down to normal. But yeah, that may increase my signal a little bit doing that as well, actually. May do. But I've made a note of that, Dean, and I will pay some attention to that, and I'll go and look at that after on YouTube. I do enjoy watching these programs with all the different things we can do. It's amazing, it really is. but it certainly would, as I said before, cut through a pileup, and it sounds very well indeed. Maybe a little coarse to listen to for a rag chew, which I'm sure you know that. But my God, to cut through a pileup, I dare say you would definitely be heard, Dean. Back to you.
Well, when I designed the SDR, I used to work pile-ups on 5 watts with this software, experimenting. And you'll understand how you can work pile-ups on 5 watts, believe it or not. I'm not running 5 watts now, about 150 watts for a linear, granted. But, yeah. Oh, by the way, when you switch your DX on, your DX compressor, your audio, I tell you what, to me, I'm getting you on about a signal, 9 plus, no problem at all. When you put that on, your audio came up, but it didn't come up and it wasn't uncomfortable. You could run that all the time. Whether your PAs would like it is another thing, but you could run that all the time. You sound just as good, but you got a lot more punch, and it's not that raspy. I know what you're saying about raspy. I'm probably raspy now, but when you clicked your DX, you were, I don't know, say on normal audio you were like 70%, that took it up to that 100%. You were definitely up there with the punchiest audios. But
yeah, okay, Dean, no problem at all. Well, there's 2 settings. There's DX. That's the DX setting. I'll do it again for you. So that's DX. So, and then there's DX Plus there. That's DX Plus. But I'm monitoring through the Flex, and blimey, I'm not used to it being like that. But it certainly does. Yeah, it fills the band scope. That's for sure. I'll bring it back down to the DX. That was the DX Plus a minute ago. This is now DX. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DX setting, and now where I tend to leave it on the normal setting. If I turn it off completely, there you go. That's it'll probably sound a lot more rounded and quite smooth sounding. I've got a very deep voice naturally, so I need to be a bit careful with all the EQ gear I use and things. Which, if you go onto my QRZ page, you'll see. I'm running quite a bit of outboard audio equipment. The microphone's by Rode, the NTK by Rode, a valve condenser microphone. But that's my hobby inside the hobby. I do like to polish the audio as best as I can, Dean. So there we go. But rest assured, that's sounding very well indeed. I'm going to see if I can work a few more now, Dean. There was quite a few callers in there, so I'll see if I can get through them before my throat dries out and I need a brew. But lovely to talk to you, Dean. And I do get on 80 meters quite a lot, so if ever you hear me on down there, please jump in and say hello. It'll be a pleasure to talk to you again. G0UIL. This is Mike 0, Victor Delta Oscar.
Yeah, okay, Tony. Okay, now DX. Definitely the DX. Not the DX Plus, bit harsh, but the DX. Switch it on, keep it on. It rounds off, and this is very difficult because I love audio, and by the way, don't listen to yourself through cans, because that's a complete and utter waste of time. I've done that many times. You can't do it. You need to, the thing is, you need to get another transceiver beside you, a standard HF transceiver, and just keep monitoring that one and see if you're close to that one. Once you're close to that one, then make adjustments. But when you put the DX on, your lower frequencies came up. Okay, believe it or not, your lower frequencies came up, leaving the top end the same. So you actually boosted your low end, your low frequencies rather than the high frequencies. So I don't know what you're listening to, but I can tell you, I stopped monitoring myself many years ago. Okay, Tony, I'll let you get on. You've got things to do. Let me see now. M0, Victor Delta Oscar, Golf 0, Uniform India Lima.
Yeah, okay, Dean. Thank you for that. And just quickly, when I do monitor myself, I'm listening now in the cans, but I know that's not a true 100% representation of it. I bought myself an AirSpy. I did want to buy a Kenwood 870 actually. If I can find one, I will, because they're pure flat receive there. Out to as wide as you want to go, 6K really. Anyway, but I listen through the AirSpy. I use that, transmit into my dummy load, and I'm picking myself up on the AirSpy, and I listen on there. So that's the way I tend to fine-tune things. Today, yeah, listening here in the cams, just monitoring myself. It's no real representation. I totally agree with what you said. 7-3s, Dean. Take care, and look forward to the next one.
Yeah, no doubt we'll have another conversation about audio, because I love the old audio there. Okay, 7-3, you take care. Like I say, you've probably got a few people giving you a call there. M0VDO, Golf Zero Uniform India Lima. Cheers for now.
Yeah, 7-3s, Dean. All the best. The G8 station. I think it was a G8 APF. I may be wrong there. Please correct me if I am. This is Mike 0 Victor Delta Oscar. Name is Tony. Tango Oscar November Yankee. Back to you.
Good morning, Tony. Yes, you were dead right. You're far faster at picking up call signs than I am. I usually have to ask 3 or 4 times. It's G8 APF, Golf 8 Alpha Papa Foxtrot. My name's David, and my QTH is Loughborough. So not a million miles away, but you're coming in at 59 plus 40. 59 plus 40, and when you went to your DX++, you just about off-scaled at 60 on my rig. Okay, you can't take them for very accurate, the SWR meters, but not many stations push up that high. Very interesting. Back to you.
Yeah, okay, a G8 APF from Mike 0 Victor Delta Oscar. A very good, I can say afternoon now, David. We've passed the 12 o'clock there, so. Yeah, fine business. My QTH is Leominster, or Leominster, which is in Herefordshire, and on the borders of Shropshire. You may have already heard me say that. I'm running a Flex 6700, 400 watts from a ACOM 1000 linear, and the antenna is an 8040 trapped dipole. It's up at 50 feet at the feed point, and then the two ends are at 35 feet. It's obviously in an inverted V configuration. Not a lot of room here at this property. I have from the front of the house to the very back 75 feet. So the antenna I'm using is about, now it's all trimmed and happy, about 82, maybe 84 feet. So I had to go as high as I could, within reason, in the centre to get things to fit in nicely. But it all fits, and it seems to be working, which is the main thing. So there we go. Your signal report, David, you're also 5'9 plus 10 to 15 over with me, so a very big signal. A G8 Alpha Papa Fox. This is Mike 0 Victor Delta Oscar.
Mike 0 Victor Delta Oscar, the G8 APF William call finder. Oh, that's interesting. I've got such a strong signal. I'm running 100 watts from a Yaesu 450D, quite a basic little piece of equipment, but one that seems to perform quite well. I've only had it a year. And my antenna, likewise I've got a relatively small garden, so my antenna runs from the very front of my property to the back. And I've got 22 metres, so what I'm running at the moment is an end-fed half wave for 40 metres, fed with an Anan. And it's at about 25 feet at the, well, he runs up vertically, it's inverted L basically, straight up 25 feet, and the rest of it out on a slight slope down to the other end of the garden. I had to do an inverted L, because I've got an 80 metre, I've got a loading coil at the end of this 40 metre bit with an extension on to give me...
Frequency is in use.
It's not brilliant, of course, but it does give me a resonance to the band, and I can get an SWR of about 1.2 to 1, which surprised me no end. Yeah, you can probably tell from the call sign that in truth I haven't. I stopped operating back in the expected early 80s for all sorts of reasons. I came back into the hobby last year after a visit to the RSDD centre at Bletchley Park. The guy there said, well, definitely like, get your license back, which I nearly did. and I usually went out and bought some kit. So I bought this as a starter piece of kit. I'm so happy with it. I don't know if I'll change it. It's really great. Tony, M0VDO GA.
Yes, okay, David. Well, a beautiful transmission. A solid 5.9 plus 10 and peaking 15 at times, so working very well. And the 450D, you say a basic set, but it works, doesn't it? Very good indeed. Sounds very well. And the end-fed half-wave doing a fantastic job. It's amazing what we can do with when presented with such a small space. I refuse to be beaten. I want to get, if I can. I know with a few tricks and a few angles here and there, hopefully nice angles. I'm hoping to get myself a doublet antenna in if I can. I really like the idea of feeding back to the shack with some balanced feeder. I really do. I've done these tests before. The antenna wasn't the best, but my noise levels were considerably better with a balanced feeder. So I'd like to look to make sure I can get this sorted. So that is my plan. And I think a minimum that can be used on 80 meters, about 110 to 112 feet of a top length there. So that's my plan. That's what I'm aiming to do. So there we go. I shall build something and try. Probably end up taking it down and going back to this antenna as I've done many times before. But that's in the true spirit of the hobby, isn't it? Of course. Okay, WX here today, David. Terrible. Overcast, raining, and just horrible. Humid, muggy, whichever you wish to describe it as. It's not nice at all. A little bit depressing, really, as I quite enjoyed the last 2 days of nice, warm, sunny weather we had. But today's weather has put a stop to the work I had to do outside. So radio day it was indeed. So there we go. G8 APF. From Mike 0 Victor Delta Oscar.